No, but listen to, did you hear the press conference of Seleke Kromah, the IG? He did say that this is a highly political case, did he not? So you don't take the partisans' word for it, you take the IG's word for it.
We elect on 85 irresponsible men, what happened to our country. We elect on 85 irresponsible men to govern this country, not to be very irresponsible.
Please place your left hand on the Bible being held by your wife, and you will kindly raise your right hand, sir, and repeat after me. All standing, please. I, Joseph Newman Boyka Sr.,
No secret now that your friend and former boss will be a candidate in 2029. With all of that you experience, all of that you know, and everything that you see unfolding in the country now, will you support him? Will you be part of the process? Will you give him the support? Do you think he can be a better president?
So why you want to bring political men in it or not?
Oh, but you political you're political man, before you go out, very active.
I plead the fifth again.
Okay. When 2029 come and pass, then you finally leave. Mission is completed. Now, what the rules of engagement? When the war ended, the guy said, the captain, the commander said, mission complete. There wounded out first. All men on board.
So, this riot situation when it comes to countries, because many times you notice that
if Charles Taylor is the problem, he will be out of here in the twinkle of an eye. And I say, let well-meaning Liberians come home. If we respect this constitution, a government formed in Accra is a violation of Article 1 of the Constitution. Let them come home. Let that government be formed in Monrovia.
On the Boyka's administration, we want to give the government of Liberia an ultimatum of 72 hours to provide a living ballot of the chairman of the Student Unification Party, or else there will be a catastrophic pneumonia in the Republic of Liberia. To arrest the chairman of the Student Unification Party, only because the government feel intimidated about the Vanguard Party advocacies.
The government got capital road, small road, B road, all kinds of place. I think the reason Joseph Boyka will not do much because the old man, the papa is suffering. The papa loves the country, but he can't make it. The criminal there around him, they sophisticated than him. They are sophisticated criminals, so they can't make it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. I think TCA need to file a lawsuit against Comcast for sabotaging what we do here. However, they finally found the culprit of the breakdown and it is fixed. And we are back on the air. We need to talk. We need to have a lot of discussion. There's a lot of stuff going on in the Republic of Liberia. Specifically, the chaos that is happening. We hear that 12 have been arrested, including an imam sent to court over the red light eviction violence. We will delve into that. The House of Representatives have summoned Public Works Minister over the Halter-Bunk County Bridge. The 2026 draft national budget, a budget that tests the meaning of change. That's the editorial from one of Liberia's leading newspapers. Tear gas, chaos as police enforce Supreme Court eviction in the Barclay Mission. The billionaire Robert Friedland's controversial mining empire expands into Liberia's fragile economy. Don't take it lightly, they say. And today is Friday, so we are going to allow you to tell us some of the things that you want to talk about. We are going to be asking you to nominate or send in names of your person of the week, your politicians of the week, your preacher of the week, your imam of the week, student of the week, whomever that you find to be someone that have gone beyond the call of duty to be a great citizen of the Republic of Liberia. They do not have to be government officials. We are talking about maybe ordinary people doing extraordinary stuff. It could be a motorcyclist. It could be Ma Howard in the market. It could be the elementary school student who did something extra. Or it could be a politician that have done something special. So today is the 14th of the month. This is the middle of the month already. And it feels like we just started this month of November few days ago. But here we are. In these United States, we are a week away from our Thanksgiving Day holidays here. Next Thursday, I want to believe, or a week from next week, the kids leave for vacation next Friday, and they're going to have a week off. So we are here talking about the holiday that's coming up. Thanksgiving Day on, I guess it's the 27th of this month. In the United States, we are going to be having our Thanksgiving break. It's a major holiday here. And it is the beginning of the Christmas season when we're talking about holiday shopping, money spending. The economy is going to be in the full swing. It starts this coming Thanksgiving. On the international level, though, the president of Tanzania, President Samia Suluhu Hassan, has announced an official investigation into the unrest that broke out during the election last week, following accusations that her government was responsible for the violence in crushing the historic protests. She was declared herself the winner of last month's presidential poll with a 98% of the vote. A result the officials and opposition have announced or denounced as a mockery of democracy. At least 240 people were charged with treason after the protest, as well as the Commission on Inquiry. President Samia has also asked, after she was announced the winner by 98%, and killed most of the opposition, put them in jail, some disappeared. A devout Muslim stood on the podium and quoted the Holy Bible. She says, and I quote, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." The president, after murdering her own citizens and seeing part of the capital city and the country destroyed, she pronounced herself the winner, 98%. Her remarks came just days after the UN High Commission for Human Rights, Volker Turk, urged Tanzania authorities to conduct a full-scale, transparent investigation into reports of killings and other serious human rights violations during and after the 29th of October elections. Hundreds may have died in protest elections and unrest elections. According to the opposition, the authorities are yet to release an official death toll. The violence was shocking for a nation that had cultivated an image of calmness, consensus building, and order for nearly 6 decades. The Honorable Julius Nyerere must be spinning in his grave. In Liberia, they will say this woman got dry face. Shameless. During an address to the parliament on Friday, President Myean urged prosecutors to consider reducing or dropping charges for individuals whom many may have swept up in the unrest without fully understanding their actions. I am aware that many young people have been arrested and charged with treason. They did not fully understand what they were getting themselves into or getting involved in, she said. As a mother and guardian of this nation, I am directing law enforcement agencies, especially the DPP's office, to show leniency. Because the Bible says, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Myean also called on political parties to meet and discuss how to conduct politics without causing harm to the country. She reaffirmed her commitment to initiating a new constitutional makeup, and she will guide the process. The protests organized by young people drew clear parallels with global Gen Z-led mobilization against entrenched leadership and unresponsive governments around the world. Analysts say while the unrest was unprecedented for Tanzania, it was preceded by a tense political climate marked by stalled reform, years of simmering youth anger, power tussles within the ruling party, and the sustained persecution of opposition leaders. I like this woman. After she killed and maimed and unalive oppositions, disappearing some, She had the audacity to stand in parliament. Now that she had pronounced herself the winner with 98% of the vote, she is quoting in the Holy Bible, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Asks the prosecution to be lenient towards those that they dragnet, they grab any young person they could find guilty or allegedly guilty of being partners of a crime or just being in the streets. They went in and they used their dragnet tactic and arrested every young person they could find. The jails and the prisons are overflowing with young people, Gen Zs. Now she's using the state security as the bad cops. And she's portraying herself as the good cop. She said, as a mother, her female, and the guardian of the nation, it is incumbent upon me to be lenient. She said nothing about the thousands she killed. Now she has killed everybody, almost. She's saying now that she's going to guide the process of rewriting the Constitution of Tanzania. This is your Africa. This is not the Tanzania that was bequeathed to her. The Tanzania that she inherited was on the international pedestal for development. Roads, bridges, medicine, high rail, ports. Some of that was destroyed during the elections. She didn't mind as long as she remained in power. She said everybody in the country voted for her except 2%. And most of the 2% are dead or in jail. That's Africa for you. Next week, we are going to be very busy. We finally nailed down some of our appointments, our bookings. I think the young folks in our production department are making the flyers. We're going to have Mr. Seleke Kromah. The original visa guide is going to be here on Wednesday. Flyers should be out before the end of the day. Honorable Dolores Hawkins Johnson has also confirmed that she will be here on Tuesday. The flyer will be coming out too before the end of the day. So today we are going to look at the chaos in Liberia. We are going to look at an episode of people booing the president. We will be looking at who are the president's advisors that will put him in harm's way. Now, physically, Who told them that in a hungry country where there's no employment, there's no food, you put the president on a bus and parade him through the streets? Who is advising this president? There's also the news about Echo Bank financing capital projects outside of the legislature. We are also hearing or beginning to see something that is ugly. They have now begun to put Liberians against each other. We are hearing the people throwing stones, and it began and it looked like Liberia versus Mandingo people. Some are wondering, and I'm wondering, when the police have issue with our brothers and sisters in West Point, we don't say Crew people versus the Liberian people. When the police have issue with my Bassa people in our Bassa local communities, they don't say Bassa people versus Liberian police. So why were the police allowing other Liberians to stone and throw rock or rocks? Are other Liberians because they feel they are Mandingos? If they broke the law, if they committed any crime, they are regular Liberians that decided to be stupid to ignore the warrant or eviction notice of the Supreme Court or the Liberian justice system. They are lawless. They are lawless Liberian, and they should be dealt with accordingly. But they shouldn't be dealt with because they are Mandingos. I wonder why Mandingos have been targeted now. Everywhere you go, everything is Mandingos, Mandingos, Mandingos. Why? I am of the strong belief that this has a political undertone. That the most progressive and aggressive politician now in the opposition just happened to have been a Mandingo man, Musa Hassan Bility. Some are sensing that you are now building a case against the Mandingo people, smearing them, making them to look like the bad guys. So come 2029, it will be absolutely clear where the Liberian people are now going to say, listen, we do not want any Mandingo man as president of this country. This is orchestrated. It is well planned. If Jerome Gayman was in Monrovia and I committed a crime, they wouldn't say the Bassa people against the Republic of Liberia. Never would that ever happen. We have seen chaos in Grand Jide, in Maryland, in Bassa, in Bong, in King George. They didn't say the Va people, the Gola people against the Republic of Liberia. No. So why now few guys who happen to be criminals or lawbreakers, ordinary Liberians that happen to be from the same ethnic group, but they just assemble in the same place and decide to break the law? Instead of arresting them for who they are, people began to make this as Mandingos versus Liberia. That's targeting. It is deliberate. And I know what they're going to say. They're going to come out and say, Mr. Gayman, you are wrong because Joseph Walker hired a lot of Mandingo people. And they're going to be talking about Anthony Kessley and Mr. Fofana and Mr. Dukley and this and that. That is not an excuse. It's unacceptable. Those people that were resisting arrest and trying to ignore the Supreme Court or our court system, they are criminals. And they should be dealt with as such. They are Liberians that are criminals. They are not disobeying the law because they are Mandingo. They are disobeying the law because they are lawless. So let's go to the papers. Let's go to the papers. It says red light, Painesville. And there's a photograph of tear gas and smoke bombs and you name it. A violent dawn standoff in the Barclay Mission community on Thursday, which was yesterday. 11 clouds of tear gas, burned debris, and dozens of shaken residents after police forcibly evicted the Kamara family from a disputed property under the Supreme Court mandate. The eviction, backed by the sheriff's team and reinforced by police, ignited hours of street clashes as residents, supporters of the Kamara family hauled stones and petrol bombs at the police. Police fired multiple rounds of tear gas to break the resistance, their third attempt to enforce the high court ruling. What happened here is madness, said Isaac Johnson, a resident who ran for cover as tear gas swept through the area. People were throwing petrol bombs at the police like they are above the law. Others blame the judicial system for escalating the tension, arguing that the ruling was rushed and flawed. The court ruled without proper survey, said community member Seleke Kromah. If that's true, the family had every reason to be frustrated. The frustration drew in anger, bystanders split between those defending the police and those accusing the judiciary of bias. Liberia is becoming lawless because people don't trust the system anymore, said one resident. Land feud, decades in the making. Thursday's violent traces back to an August 14, 2025 Supreme Court ruling in an ejectment case filed by Batum Keita, represented by his son Mohammed Tanja Keita, against Myean, Kamara, and others. The Keita family argued that they purchased an acre of land in 1989 from Charles S.B. Watkins, that the Kamaras had illegally occupied 2 lots, collecting rent for businesses on the property. The court agreed and ordered sheriff to remove the Kamaras and place the Keitas in possession using the mix and bounds of the deed. The Kamara family insists the ruling is erroneous and tainted by judicial interference. The members of the Yusa Kamara claim the deed reference by the court relates to land in Omega and not where they are. The eviction has divided the Barclay community. Some residents insist ruling must be enforced by the rule of law. The law is the law, said Jackson Donzo. You can't defy the Supreme Court. Others say the case reflects deeper flaws in our judicial system. When courts take sides, people lose faith in the system, another resident argued. So this is where we are in the Republic of Liberia. And then on the front page of Front Page Africa, it said 12 arrested, including an imam, and sent to court over red light eviction. And it reads, Monrovia, 12 individuals, including the imam of the red light central mosques, who were arrested in connection with Thursday, November 13 violent resistance of law, civil law court eviction order, have been formally sent to court following the arrest during the court order eviction in Red Light Parker Pin Community, Painesville. An imam. The incident occurred as officers from the civil law could be supported by armed police attempted to enforce the eviction of occupants against a man named Keita, who claimed ownership of multiple stores and a mosque within the disputed property. Resistance escalated into chaos with stones, cutlasses, and patrol gun reportedly used against security personnel. One patrol gun was thrown at a nearby EcoBank branch. Though bank security and the Liberia National Fire Service quickly prevented significant damage. Police confirmed that one court officer was injured during the confrontation. Those sent to court include Ibrahim Jallo, Imam Abu Kamara, Usman Tuare, Sekou S. Kamara, Alpha Kamara, Mohammed Kromah, Hassan Kamara, Prince Robert, Mohammed Diakente, Mohammed A. Kamara, Usmani Kamara, James Falah, and the Imam. Authorities say the arrest and court proceedings demonstrate the government's commitment to enforcing judicial orders and deterring violence. Legal observers noted, though, that a case or cases will test the balance between upholding the law and protecting public safety in high-density commercial areas like the red light. Community and religious leaders continue to urge calm and adherence to lawful dispute resolution as the only legal process in the Republic. Liberia. Like I said earlier, the 12 named men are criminals because they chose to go against the will of the law, and they should be dealt with as such. Not because they come from a tribe or ethnic group, that we should collectively convict all Mandingos. It was never Mandingos against the Liberian police. It was criminals. They just happened to be Mandingos. We will discuss as we get joined by our panelists and opinion leaders. The Liberian investigator, Right Minister Roland Lafayette-Giddings, is expected to face tough questioning when he appears before the House next week. Capitol Hill, the House of Representatives, has summoned Public Works Minister Roland Lafayette-Giddings to appear before the full assembly on Tuesday, November 18th, after lawmakers accuse him of unilaterally stopping construction of the Jaw River Bridge, a community-funded project considered a vital support for thousands of residents in Bond County. The move follows a former complaint from Bond County District Number 3 Representative Marvin Cole, who told plenary that the stop order issued by Minister Giddings undermines a crucial 500,000 citizen movement for change CMC initiative aimed at improving travel between Banga, Ganta, and Monrovia. Cole described the minister's action as unwarranted and counterproductive, warning that the decision threatening progress on the project the community has pursued for more than 4 decades. Pearl River Bridge is a lifeline for thousands of Liberian coal road. He said countless residents have died attempting to cross the river during rainy season. The debate intensified when CMC political leader and Nima County District Number 7 Representative Musa Hassan Bility weighed in, accusing Minister Giddings of acting without authorization from the administration. Bility told lawmakers that top officials, including the vice president and several senators, had confirmed the minister acted on his own. He labeled the decision arbitrary and personal and argued that the minister displayed arrogance and abuse of direction by publicly claiming there would be no blueprint for the project, or that there was no blueprint for the project. The minister should be encouraging development and offering technical guidance, Bility said. Instead, he went on radio and made statements that were false. All required documents have already been submitted. The tension resulted in the motion by Mangibi District 2 Representative Ava Jones, who called for the minister and his technical team to appear before the House to explain their decision. Jones warned against politicizing road and bridge construction, pointing out that Liberia road network remains severely underdeveloped despite its importance for national stability and growth. He said the House expected the minister to clarify, as only the Minister of Public Works can officially speak for the government on infrastructure issues. In response to the controversy, the Minister of Public Works defended its stop order in a letter to CMC National Chairman James M.V. Yogi. The minister stated it halted because the group did not submit all the required technical documents. Minister Giddings explained that the government had already allocated funds for the construction of the same bridge and will finalize its own designs for the project. Let me welcome J. Victor Nagbe. Honorable Nagbe, welcome.
Mr. Gayman, it's good to have you back, man. I'm glad your service has been restored. It's good to have you back. A lot of people missed you. I think the person who missed you most was Seleke Kromah. She just kept screaming, "Where is Mr. Gayman? Where is Mr. Gayman?" But it's good to have you back.
I don't think it will tell you. You are mistaken. It might have been Theola.
It didn't have Theola. All right, you on your own. I'm on.
Theola is my #1 fan. She even threatened me when I go to Harper, there will be no tabatu for me.
No, and she said if you were to fall ill, she would not resuscitate.
She will risk
ENC business bar.
Yeah, she will risk her license being taken than to have me alive walking around in Harper City. Oh, but yes, this is the end of the week. We are glad we made it.
Yeah.
We have one more week before we take our break. I mean, not us, before our children take their break for Thanksgiving.
That's right.
In the state of Florida, next Friday will be our last day, the 22nd.
Okay.
It will be our last day for the week. Then we have a week off.
Yeah.
And then come back at the end of the month.
I think.
What is your schedule?
I think it's the same thing here. I'm just double checking, but I think so.
Okay.
I think this because I think the last Thursday in November, right? I think
yes, that's correct. Last Thursday is Thanksgiving, and it's a big day.
It's a big day, yeah.
Yeah, but we have a lot to discuss. We are going to go down the week. We're going to do our weekend review, but there's so much going on in the country. It's impossible to go back from Monday.
It's hard.
You don't have enough time, but I have to be upfront here. I think I have to nominate the president of Tanzania as my worst human being on the planet. This woman killed so many opposition and young people. Then she came out today standing in public and quoting the scripture. Yeah. This is a Islamic scholar. She's a Muslim running the country. Yeah. She went after killing all these people and then declared herself the winner by 98%. Then she stood there and quoted the Holy Scripture from the Bible. What Jesus said, she said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Isn't this blasphemy? I mean, you kill somebody, you kill so many folks, then they want that die in jail already. You're telling the court, you forgive these people because they don't know what they are doing. Can you imagine this woman?
I think she forgot that part of the Bible that said, "Do not take the Lord's name in vain."
or the one that said, "Thou shalt not kill."
Yeah, exactly. What was she being sworn in today? Today's the day she was sworn in, or what?
No. Well, what really happened is the Security Council have ordered a full investigation in what's going on. So she tried to do what any smart politicians would do, but she did her late. We call it get ahead of the news. Right. You think right after the election, she will have instituted a kind of investigating panel to go into it. She waited until the international community put her on the spot. Then she says now that she has established a council to do the investigation. And then she turned around now and turned around to her persecutors and said, "Do not persecute the young folks." They didn't know what they were doing. They just got swept into it. Few of them. Just few of them. But in the meantime, thousands is dead. And she announced herself the winner by 98%. She have not budged on the numbers. Not 90.1 or 89.9, exactly 90. Not one less or one more, 90%.
Yeah.
This
And
is
I never thought we'd ever read this coming from a woman, but Nora is saying here that is the reason you don't give power to a woman in Africa. Can you believe that?
nope, that's not true. We know what our women day in Liberia. They don't joke. We know what happened in 2005 after the election. We know what happened again in 2011.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've had Ruth Perry, even though she was not elected, but we've had at least 2 women presidents, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
And 2011, it was so rough that the opposition they withdrew from and beat them into submission. They all drop out.
Yeah, it was. We had Tomalin.
That's right.
Tomalin at the top of the ticket.
That's correct.
And they both refused to take part in the runoff.
Yeah, because I guess they told them when your cameras out, you will see who born doors. So these women don't joke.
No, they don't.
No, they don't joke. At least the men will say, I want it by 51%, 52%. No.
Nope.
I think anyone by 100%, I think, because nobody was against her, so she was.
Make it irrefutable.
That's it.
97%, almost 98%.
No, this woman said exact 98.
There you go.
Yeah, 98%. 10,000 dead, 2,000 dead, 500 dead.
Nope.
They just didn't know what they were doing. Lord forgive them, for they know not what they are doing.
Yeah.
Jesus on the cross at the highest level.
But you know, when we were coming up the room, if you took away Kenya and maybe Zimbabwe, East Africa was pretty calm, you know.
Of course.
Yeah, I think it was the West. You had Nigeria, Ghana.
Everybody in the West. Everybody in the West.
Everybody getting all of them. But now East Africa is becoming something else, you know. You have what's his name, Ruto in Kenya.
Yeah,
you had the people in the streets.
He killed so many folks there, and then what the other fool's name? Museveni is saying, trust me, I'm going for the last time. When you vote for me this time, trust me. After 6 years, you will see me.
I'm not coming back again. This is gonna be my last.
And somebody said, but you said in 1985. You said it in 1985. You said it in 1990, 1995, 2000, 2005, 2010. You in 2025.
It's like a recording. Anytime you're ready, you just push the button. And push the play button. And they put Fofana too.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not coming back.
Yeah. But listen, I think the best vice president in the republic is General Ali. General Ali is the vice president for Yuri Museveni.
Yeah.
And General Ali, I think he got he either had multiple sclerosis or something because he can't sit still. And they say he's 90 years old.
Really?
Yes. General Ali is no joke. And he said he is running. Yes, I'm looking for General Ali. General Ali don't joke. General Ali says he is running for, I guess, the last time too. But he loves his country, but he just can't make it.
No, Jerome. I mean, look, I saw, I think last year, I don't know. I mean, this is the age of AI. So you can put in the pattern. But I saw Slovakia, you know, South Sudan is a country now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. the guy is standing up, Jerome. I think it was a welcoming ceremony of some foreign leader. And the MP himself is standing
Yeah.
right there.
This is General Ali.
Oh yeah.
That's the vice president. I didn't say he's 91. Is he?
No. All right. Yeah. My man, you'll get us in trouble because that guy doesn't look well.
But did you see his henchmen around here, all the young folks?
Yeah.
They push him. Pape, you can't leave. You can't leave.
Papi, you're not time here for you, Papi. Hold on small.
Ali doesn't know where he's at.
No.
Just like when they brought Biya to the White House, they drag him in there, and he asked the people, well, where am I? They say, you are the White House. He said, but what am I doing here? Who brought me here?
Oh God. What am I doing here? How did I get here?
Then after the meeting, the chief of protocol came and said, ladies and gentlemen, the president of the great country of Cameroon, Paul Biya. But let's come back to Liberia.
Yeah.
We are seeing a trend, and we have to nip it in the bud for what it is. There was a group of criminals at a red light. The Supreme Court and the court have evicted, and they decided to fight the sheriff and the police, and they were throwing rocks, petrol bombs at the police, dangerous people. But instead of them calling them criminals and go after them, some people began to cheer. It's the Mandingo people against the police, and they began to throw stones from the street towards them and calling themselves protectors of the police. And my question to the Liberian people and the media is, how come if we have criminals in Maryland County in Harper, they go after those criminals? If we have criminals in the Bassa community, they go after those criminals. They don't say the Bassa people against the Republic of Liberia. They don't say the Grebo people not start again. But why they keep saying it is Mandingo people and they begin to throw stones? It has begun to mean to be like it's a planned political strategy to make all Mandingos look bad. So when 2029 comes around, anybody that is associated with that ethnic group running for any office will be demonized. And we have to call it for what it is. This is orchestrated. I have never seen armed police and sheriff officers stand by the side and people take rocks and stone other Liberian people and call them Mandingo people, Mandingo people, Mandingo people. I think we have to condemn this. It has a more political tone than criminality, because when you go to neutral town and the people are against the law, you go after them. I never hear them say, oh, the Crew people versus the Liberian police. I never heard that. They went to King Jaw. They went there. They said they went to enforce the law. They didn't say the Gola people against the police force. Why are they now targeting or using the terminology of Mandingos instead of criminals? Mr. Victor Nagbe, that is my take on it. And nobody been in this business too long. Nobody can post anything. Nobody can pass anything by me. I can see it. I can smell it, because it walks like a duck. It quacks like a duck. It is a duck. That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's difficult not to assume what you're assuming, Jerome. You're right. I was just reading of the confrontation. I think it's here around the Park Pin area or somewhere around the
Yes,
red light.
red light.
Yeah, and some of the names that I read. I mean, there's a Robert in there. It's a mix of people. But yeah, I think you're right. This is an attempt uh, to profile.
Of course.
Yeah, and eventually, I am almost certain that this will find its way into one of the things they will have against the CMC, because they have already started to call it, Madingo Party, Muslim Party, and all of that. Yeah. But our people, I think our people, will leave that to them. I think our people are becoming very, very, very sophisticated in the, judgment of characters. I think people, I really am convinced our people have gotten past that. I think our people are going to, they're going to choose.
Nagbe, let me push back on. How can you say our people have gone past that when you've seen the video, you've seen what's happening? And since when citizens protect the police with arms? Since when? That the police stood, and the people were throwing stone. I mean, for the longest. And they said they're defending the police.
Yeah.
When have you seen that?
No, never. I've never seen that. I mean, yeah, the police usually, are the ones who will provide the security and protection, and not the other way around. And I hope, voice of reason people will come out in the community and call this for what it is. I think it's wrong to characterize it as a Mandingo versus, the rest of us. I think it's wrong. There's a group who feel disaffected. There's a group of people who are challenging the court's ruling, and I think we should call it for what it is.
They were wrong. They were wrong for once the court rules.
Yeah,
you have to take an appeal to the court, and if you want to go all the way to the Supreme Court, you go. And if the Supreme Court rules, they are the final arbiters of our law.
That's right.
If they say you have to move, you have to move. But you cannot say we are not going to move. Then we go to decree 88, and move or be moved, right?
I forgot what degree it was a little bit different, but yeah, that move or be removed. But yeah, I mean, Jerome, once you submit yourself, to the judgment of the court, you should be prepared to accept the verdict, whether it be for or against you. So I disagree with what is happening. I think our people, I mean, they all submitted themselves, the court proceeding. They therefore have to recognize the verdict, the judgment of the court, and accept what the court put out. But to now reject the ruling from the court and begin to take matters in your own hands, I think it's a mistake. I think it's wrong. But I also don't agree that it should be characterized, as a Mandingo thing. This is a group of people who just decided will not obey. I mean, I can understand that there was an imam involved, but it's just like you have a Christian pastor being involved in a melee. That doesn't make him a crew pastor or a global pastor or a Loma pastor. He's just a pastor of a church. So I think it's wrong for people to to term this as a Mandingo thing. What it is a group of people who agree initially to submit themselves, to the proceedings of the court. Now, when you do that, what is implied in that is whatever the judgment is, you have to accept it. You cannot go and sit under the judge's gavel and they come down with a judgment, and then you'd say, no, I'm not going to accept it. I think it's wrong. So they need to cut it out. They need to knock it out.
It is unbelievable that the preemptive strikes, we call them, and we got to call it for what it is. If these guys are criminals, they are criminals. They just happen to be Mandingos. if Honorable Victor Nagbe did something wrong and he begins to resist the police is going to go after him. And if he runs into his own house, they will chase him there.
Yeah.
And they are not going to say, oh, the Kipamos people have, they're doing this again. No, it will be Victor and his family, his children gets involved. But this is what we are talking about. Let's talk about the CMC. The House has summoned public works minister over the halting of the Bond County Bridge. I think this is great news. This is how, for those of you out there that want to resort to violence, the CMC is teaching you how it is done. Honorable Cole appealed to plenary, and plenary have written Minister Giddings to appear for questioning next week, Tuesday. The House of Representatives has summoned Public Works Minister Roland Lafayette Giddings to appear before the full assembly on Tuesday, November 18th, after lawmakers accuse him of unilaterally stopping construction of the Jaw River Bridge. So this is within your purview. This is a great article. This is what the rule of law is all about. If this man unilaterally decided to stop the bridge, then he needs to be called, and this is the process, this is the channel which we all should use to resolve our issue. And now he's been put on a hot seat. He needs to show up on Tuesday and show cause.
Yeah.
And if he say he has the money in the budget, let him show us where the money is.
Right. I think you're right. I think this is a good thing. The CMC has never adopted a combative posture with the government. No, we've been compliant. The fact of the matter is, yes, we started the process without getting all of the necessary documentations that constitute the approval. And so we decided to submit ourselves to the process. And therefore, we presented all of our documentations. But what it is this is different from what is happening. The documents that we presented, they're not being disqualified or declared deficient, or substandard. No, they're just saying they're going to do it themselves. They just decided to do it themselves, and that is the point you're making. Well, when was the decision made to do it yourself? You say you had, meaning you're not talking about this draft budget coming. You say you had the money to do it. So now let's take a microscope to the budget, and let's see where the money was that you had appropriated. And the Honorable Musa Azambelete is a member of the legislature. They review the budget. The Honorable Marvin Cole is in the House. They review the budget. The Honorable Gongloe, they're all in the House there. They know the budget. There's nothing in it. They've said it. And several other people have said it. There is no money in the budget. So one, this minister is being unilateral in his decision making. Two, he is also obligating the government to build a bridge that the government has no money for. And I hope while they're at it, they should also go to Bapulu and take a look at the process. Why were we stopped from building the bridge in Bapulu and denying the people, a development, a much needed development that could have brought them relief in transporting their produce, from the farm to market, to market, to the road, to town, or wherever. So yeah, I'm happy that the process is being this time now. Hopefully, it's being done the right way. The hearing, that is the work of the legislature. Let them do that. Oversight. Call the minister in and let him show justification why. Johnny is indicating he's in the back. Jerome or Myean, if you hear me. Johnny is in the back.
Johnny.
Yeah, so we'll see. But indications are that CMC will be given the go ahead to build a bridge. The back room consultation that's going on seem to suggest that they don't want CMC to remove the materials because we have indicated to the Honorable Marvin Cole that because some of the materials were in the open and subject to the elements, rains a lot in Liberia. So we're getting ready to redeploy those materials to another project. I think today the CMC broke ground in Malgibi, for the construction of the high school. So there are lots of projects we are undertaking that those materials could be used for. We love our point bond, but we hope that and they have risen up. The people in Bong, they've made their voices very, very loud and clear that they want the CMC to do the bridge. We want to do the bridge. So I hope Mr. Gideon is not tone deaf. I hope he's listening, and he should give us the green light to go ahead.
Great. Ladies and gentlemen, we are just starting.
Okay. I want to understand this. I said Johnny is in the back. Right. And Sarah wants us to know she is here in the comment section.
I can't see her.
Where is she? I don't see you in the comment.
I just see a few writing. I don't see her.
I don't see you in the
Oh Lord.
Oh man, I'm
hey Sarah.
All right, Sarah, we recognize you. Hopefully you'll join us one of these days soon, buddy. Oh, she's taking problem with. That is good. It will force them to build that bridge. Great work. I never thought Sarah would ever give commendation to CMC, Jerome. I think the war is coming to an end today.
Listen, I told you things are aligning, right? Things going to align.
The stars are aligning, right?
I'm seeing the sign, the signal. I'm seeing the signal. I am seeing the signal. Johnny, I hope you are not in the hospital. I see you at Ben.
No, you're coming from the $10 million project side. You don't see the man?
Oh, yeah, the man.
You see how he's shining like that?
Listen. The man is the project manager for the FOIA Development Fund. And you hear what Kanu Bagbala with a big secret is it tobacco fiber only in FOIA? Welcome, Johnny.
Yeah, but thank you, Mr. Gilman. Thank you, Victor, for.
Hey, Johnny, it's good to see you, my brother. You look healthy.
Yeah. I'm just coming back from the field. I want to see the football game between Monserrato, Bassett, and Lofa and Nimba. But fortunately, Nimba defeated Lofa 1-0.
Wait a minute. Can't the meet has started already?
No, they call it exhibition game.
Okay.
2 years past, the lights on the game at the field have been faulty and not been too effective.
Okay.
So the military has just refurbished and reinstalled new lights. So they used to test the lights and they call it exhibition game for the lights. So that was it.
Excellent. Well, since you just coming here, let me throw this at you. George W. Smith of the 12th Judicial Circuit, Grand Crook County.
You don't let a man tell about a game spawn before you.
Well, I'm coming to it. Let me say it first.
All right, Chief. Go ahead.
George W. Smith of the 12th Judicial Circuit, Grand Crook County, has leveled a serious accusation against Chief Justice Yomi Kwekwe Basic, claiming the Chief Justice endangered his health and violated his universal human right to health by assigning him in a remote area. Basic took me from Monroe and saying to Grand Crew, he said, Basic want to kill him. Before you get to that, tell him about the game. How was the game?
I mean, the game was good. The young people are getting more interested into playing soccer. We only hope that the LFA and other soccer and the authorities in Liberia will try their best to support the young people so that they can exhibit their God-given talent as related to soccer. The first game was between the Maserado and Grand Bassa for the exhibition. And in that win, Maserado defeated Grand Bassa 1-0. That was
That's AI result. Most of them can beat us.
Okay, all right. Okay, so
AI.
That's the AI result. So the second game around 9 o'clock between Lofa and Nimba, which was also a good game, and Nimba found a very good goal the guys scored in the second half, and that one goal remained until the final game, and the game ended about the time, I just left from there. But it's good. I mean, we hope that these things will continue to happen because I see that these country games are generating more kind of like support, more more sign of unity and peace and love. Because there are a lot of young people in Morovia that belong to these countries, but they've never gone to these countries of origin where their parents come from. So when these games come, that's when they feel so passionate and feel attached to their country, to that extent. And I think if as a government and Ministry of Youth and Sports can look deeper into this matter, we'll find a way to use the sport as a springboard to increase our peace, our reconciliation, our togetherness, our unity in diversity, and even provide opportunity where people talent will be used as a source of income. Because I know that your talent is your source of income. So if you play good soccer, you got good game, you have team that will come and scout you. Because I learned now that a lot of European individuals are in the country, being here. Because since President Weah soccer days or soccer talent, people have been looking at Liberia to see whether they will have a replacement of him from here. So the game is good. I hope we can continue sponsoring these kind of things and keep it going. I think in December, the first week, if I'm not wrong, will be the start of the county meet, and it will be the group stage. And my county Lofa will be in the Grand Bassa group stage. I think it's Grand Bassa, Lofa, I think River G, and another county. There will be 4 counties in our zone. In the first week.
Like Nimba, who took it last year? Was it Lofa or Nimba?
Lofa. Obviously, Lofa took it last year.
Yeah.
So right now we are the defending champions, and we want to maintain our championship, this year. So we hope that today's game serve as a cry for us to improve those areas that were so difficult for us to overcome playing Nima County today. Nima is one of the good teams too. It's one of the countries that always bring about good team and good players. So I will hope that that's the case. Even though we went there to win, but Nima took the day. Thank you. So with reference to the joy from Grand Crew allegation or complaint, I take it from different angle. I realize that in this country, when we have a new government, and the new government is appointing people that they think did not support them or are not in line with them, they use the underdeveloped portion of the country to punish people. I saw that happening in the past regime when President Weah, when the CDC came, they took over the guys from UP that were in the government. They always use the Southeast. I don't know. I don't understand. I remember I heard a case about my brother Mo Ali. He was reassigned into, I think, Grand Crew or somewhere again. So and then the thing is that it makes me feel like we are consciously aware that our country is underdeveloped. We are aware that we know that there are some parts of the country you go there, you find it difficult to live, especially if you want to have access to energy like current or water or even moving around. You know what I'm saying? So if people are the higher, I'm not saying that's the reason why they're saying the Grand Crew, but I know that in past time, people that I came in contact with, when they have a new regime, they say, change the assignment. Even in Morovia, right? They will change your assignment from Morovia. Maybe if a place has where you can go and work and show other things, they will take you from that place and send you to a remote place. Like in Bapo, will say you are some other way in Berefa Sama. Then you would decide, I don't want a job or I want a job. But I hope this George will forget about all of that. He will see himself as a patriotic Liberian to help improve justice in our community and make sure this justice is dispensed according to fairness and transparency. So it should not bother with what happened there. Grand Crew is a place, I believe he can make a life there. I've been to Grand Crew, especially in Barclayville. Barclayville has a lot of opportunities, but depending on your eyes of social analysis, if you get analyzed Grand Crew in a way that you want to make your living there, you can make your living in Grand Crew. And then people be surprised that if they thought they were punishing you, they'll be surprised at what you will achieve and succeed, in doing from Grand Crew. But Grand Crew, Maryland, I mean, people see those places are places for punishment. For example, you will say a magistrate and say, go to the Barabo. What is the Barabo to say? And I don't know, I'm not in Africa or there, right? Barabo area.
Yeah, that's my home.
Barabo, in my view, is one of the most unattended. I don't know. I don't even think they can even experience government initiatives that will benefit them, or they will feel proud or feel like patriotic people that belong to Liberia and commercial arena. So the last time I was driving there, we had to park the car and use motorcycle at some point to reach to one town way back there. And Bible has good historical heritage information about Liberia, because there you can say identify. For example, I got some photos where the drumming system, where they had the drums deployed in the town at every entry in the town, and that drum is made of. I mean, the sound of that drum tells you whether that's good news or bad news or something. And I heard about those things, but I went there and saw it physically for myself. You know. And Barabo is an agriculture because in the town I slept in, my assumption is that the cattle, the cows, are more than the human being in that town.
That's possible too. Yeah, there's some places like that. Yes.
Yeah, because the issue is that Mr. Gayman, if I can elaborate a little bit, because I work with some women group. I work with the women leaders in there. Then when we're doing actually the justice training and nothing. So I told them, so in addition to justice, you can find your own cooperative to help you improve your economy. Because I saw area where they could look into. I said, look, man, you find your group and you buy like 5 cows, because cows are cheaper in the southeast. I said, if you get one male and 2 females of cow, right? In the next 5 years, you get almost 15 pieces of cow, because every year the cow will give birth. So if you got 1 male that is mating with 3 females, every year you get 3 new cows plus your 5, and we keep increasing. So that idea I shared with them. And when I went back for that visitation, you won't believe it, Dopoh had almost like 27 or more cows just for that women group on their own. So you imagine if women group can own cow. But because also, I don't know whether they understand the economic value of owning a cow. Because the interesting thing argument is that people raise cow in that area only to say when you break tradition, like the farm, you will say bring 1 cow, then you bring a cow. Or if you're getting married and they say, okay, to marry my daughter, bring 2 or 3 cows. So I see that as one of the main reason why the people in that area raise cattle like cow and thing. Like for all the Lofa, we pressure chicken, right? We say chicken, we find you chicken. So the comparison is in Lofa, chicken is to cow, cow is to chicken. So we'll tell you, we find you 2 chicken. For the poor in Barabo, we'll find you 2 cows. Because they don't have issue. Cows are available, it's all around. It's all around. So, and this is where also I explained Nagbe and the rest of guys who have gotten so much experience to create a room where you can go in and educate people. That's serious source of income for them. I mean, if one person can own 4, 5, 10 cows in that place, that means it should be worth it. Like I put a town chief, I said, town chief, but sell 1 cow and buy zinc horse. I mean, the town chief horse, but it's covered with purple. And you own more than 7 cows in the town. And how do you know that? During the evening hours, I don't know how the animals know. They will march to their owner's house and sleep around the house. So then, as a sociologist with some, anthropological concept, I would go in the evening to walk around to see how many houses I will see cow around. And Gayman and Nagbe, all the houses in that town slept in. All they had not less than 5 cows around their homes. That means the cows know their owner.
That's true.
So imagine if a family owns 4 to 5 or 7 cows, are they not worth it? They should not have money. They should have money, right? But they have those cows and their homes are poorly built. So I think
Some of the problem is, Johnny, you continue. Some of the problem is what you were trying to help them realize that ability to discern the power of a cooperative and
Yes,
productively engage and convert that cattle into, and be able to monetize,
yes,
though, yes, some of those things, there's some that get sick and die, some that they don't even want to eat them, they just have them. But
yeah,
they're like the what do we call that now, in business, what do we call that, the way you use gold as your reserve, the backup. There's a name for it, I forget what it is.
yeah.
But those are the riches, the boast of. You're right. I mean, our people are like that up to this day. But they have no access to markets.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes them a very
Johnny,
long time to
Johnny,
travel.
mute. I think you need to mute while he's talking. There you go.
Yeah, it takes them a very, very long and difficult process. And again, seriously, if you don't recognize her, Johnny, she's not talking to you ever again. So when you come back on, please recognize her.
Sarah, you are
Go on.
welcome.
Go
Sarah,
on.
the queen of TCA, you are the bomb. Welcome, and we recognize you. We read your comment, and don't mind Joe Manjala. Joe Manjala is a troublemaker.
I know. Say he made out one donation. You remember, Jerome?
Oh, I told you that one donation you will pay for it.
We're going to pay for it. We're still paying for it to
I
this
told
day.
them don't take that man money. They took it now. They regret it, but it's all right. Joma, we need more money from you. You can talk all you want.
but Jenny was talking and I cut him off. I just wanted to agree with everything you're saying there. And this is why, when we hear our people, we're talking about access, these feeder roads. There's a little road that comes from River G, comes through Barrow and go to Callaway, and that. But that road is virtually a footpath, The bridges are all dilapidated, all broken down, motorbike cannot even travel on some of these things.
You're right.
Yeah.
I know bridges were built with wood, tree,
Yeah.
And to conclude on this thing here, where this is where now for me, I would say this is where the Ministry of Commerce should come in. Commerce should look at the society we live in, look at the available commercial initiatives that are taking place that people are unaware about. So if you have one of people in the Southeast are involved with cattle raising, don't you think that's the area where you should put more effort into to let them enjoy and benefit from their labor? You understand? Everything here be your Western style, Western thing. But I mean, I'm telling you the truth, Mr. Victor. That area is populated with cattle. As soon as you pass by, as soon as you hit River G, between River G and Maryland County, coming down to the Calocan area, right? From Calocan to you get to Western Kent, you get to Hanungbe, you get to what I mean, everywhere along the way, you see cattle.
And not only that, Johnny, those people they do their cocoa farming as well. They do their coffee as well. They do their banana planting as well. It's a lot that could happen if they had access to traffic, to car road.
Yeah. Thank you. But anyway, the judge will enjoy himself in Grand Crew. All he had to do is the little money he got to make, let him invest it into other things that will make him benefit from what is happening in Grand Crew. Forget about the bad side. Always find the positive side of your life. That's how I should see him out. I don't look at the negative side. I look at what can I do, with the challenges I have to turn it into positive and move ahead.
I mean, Jerome, I can tell you what Johnny is talking about. I still remember, my old man left us early. My little brother, God bless his soul, he passed away 2 years or so ago. But we were with my mom in Barrow there, Johnny is talking about. And we were raised by our uncles, my mom's brothers. And so I was born in my father's town, but I actually grew up in my mom's town, my mom's uncles. But what he's talking about, my dad's cocoa farm, the cocoa, we will harvest that and dry it and put it on our head and take it to what he's talking about. Kawieken is where Sherry, who is on FOL with us, that's part of River G. But you're talking about almost 4 or 5 hours of trekking. We will go early in the morning, maybe leave like 3, 4 in the morning and get into Kawieken where there is, store and stuff, maybe around midday, and then sell the stuff, and then you buy kerosene and soap and salt and all of that and take it back home. By the time you get back home, sometimes it's dusk. If you're lucky, maybe it's like 6, 7, sometimes late in the night. But that's how our people live for a very, very long time until in the early 80s, when we finally had, this little footpath that we call motor road, which is highly qualified as a motor road. But that's how we gain access to the markets, by putting those things on our heads and carrying them to where the market is. That's where Garguah is from. That area. His brother had a store there. David Bala had a store there in Kanweekend. He was one of the people who used to buy our stuff. I still remember. I was very young then, but I still remember very well. So we'll go there and put us in our head and carry and sell. And then in return, we buy our goods. Maybe you buy one little fine lapa for your mom. Your dad will give you that little luxury. I still remember. I think those things were like $3.50 or $2, whatever it was. I mean, sometimes you carry a whole load and sell it. I don't think you even got more than $15. But you will spend that $15. You'll buy a gallon of kerosene. You'll buy salt. You'll buy soap for your mom. And carry all of that. Carry it back on your head. That's how people live for a very, very long time. And why, the 5% of the people were living it up in Monrovia, flying all over the place. They had everything, driver and coke and everything. And then when you talk to our brothers who were born in our life and sister, they get upset with you. And, I will have absolutely no regret for agitating to shake up things for a judge. We had to be president of Liberia. It's Samuel Doe, Samuel Doe, probably an accidental history. But notwithstanding, we had to shake the system to change things. And all these years, our people are still languishing back there. No access, no drinking water. People still go in a bush to toilet. I don't know if Johnny, they cut the steak and put a fork on there and people stand on it and shake.
That's it. Exactly.
English. Why would people be living that way in this day and age?
But why are you talking about Barabo and Grand Crew when the New York Times just did an article on Monrovia?
Yeah.
And they say public defecation on the beach right outside the executive mansion and the foreign ministry.
Yeah.
The New York Times reporter says he stood in Ellen Johnson's office and could see people defecating when they were at the foreign ministry. It's still happening.
But you take a man from an environment I just described to you, you bring to Monrovia, what do you would do?
But even he has no choice because there's no public latrine.
No public latrine, that's right. And that's why people hear people like Mirror, bro. I was in Monrovia in 2016. I went to the toilet she was running at GSA. She had women standing in the doorway. They give you the tissue. When someone is standing to the door, you'll behave yourself when you go in the bathroom, right? You're not going to do anything foolish. Because as soon as you get out, they go after you and check. That place was like any bathroom here and any of these, 5-star restaurants. It can be done. It can be done. Our people need to be taught and sensitized and trained and get them to understand the dangers inherent in defecating all over the place. Everybody gets sick. Why? Because when they do it, you go and sit down at the calabar where you're eating your dry fish. The same fly that sat on it will come and sit on your fish. All of that, our people need to understand that as sensitization. But we don't have time for that. If you're getting government, the first thing you want to do, you want to have an overseas account, and then you have, 20 girlfriend or 30 boyfriend or whatever they do, just wasting resources for nothing. This government right now has spent $1.6 billion. Where is it? Let's look around Monrovia. Where? What do we have to show for it?
Joe Manjala sent 200 of that to us. But
he sent 200 of that to a TC.
Yeah. Victor, somebody just texted me. They say you have been 6'9", but because of that thing you put on your head, you got stunted. You couldn't grow.
Stunted and arrested development. And there are guys who are 30 years old who are still thinking like 12-year-old because that's why the whole thing is stopped, even though they grew chronologically.
Because you didn't drink milk, you didn't eat cereal, you didn't have lunch.
Exactly. You didn't drink milk. No, you know what I'm saying?
The folks say our code in the interior was 001. I mean, no breakfast, no lunch. Only in the night you eat one dinner. 001. Yeah. So when you got civilized and you came to the city, then you're coaching from 0-1-0. You don't eat
Yeah.
breakfast, you don't eat a nobody, you have one meal in a day. You're done. And then you got other people who just got 0-0-0. They just hustle, they don't know where the next meal is coming from. That is the code, and that is still the code.
It's still the code. It still is.
You know, so this man, this is what we are talking about when we talk about Congo people, when we talk about country people. I'm telling the folks, it's a sociological concept. Congo is not people, it's a concept, it's a way of life.
It's a class.
Just imagine, just imagine the man come from River G and they sending him back to his own town, and he said they want to kill him. Can you imagine the man?
You got my white laughing, Jerome.
Yeah.
You got my white laughing.
The man said, he says they are violating human rights because they want to kill. They know he's not healthy. Who the hell is responsible for making
exactly? But you know the thing they did, Jerome, they told people like J. Bernard Blamo. You understand?
That's right.
And simulated them.
Can you imagine? This man sat in Monrovia all his life, enjoying the money. They sent him back to his own hometown instead of him going there and saying, listen, guys, I am here. I want to advocate for these folks. We need new courthouses. We need new this. We need new that. While I'm here for the next maybe turn of court, 1 or 2 years, whatever, I'm going to make the best of this to make sure that I leave a legacy. Instead, he's suing or whatever, he's been filing a petition against his boss for trying to kill him. So if everybody stays in Monroe, who's going to go over there?
Look, Jerome, let me thank you and Johnny. I gotta leave you guys. I'm gonna put another DJ on the CMC platform. So hopefully I'll see you guys.
I think it's 9 o'clock.
No, it's 6:30. You know, there used to be 7:30.
You mean the lounge?
Yeah, the lounge. Yeah. Our meeting at 9 o'clock. Yeah, still is.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay.
All right.
Take care, man.
All right. See you guys.
Yeah. So Johnny, can you believe someone who a country boy from somewhere suing his boss just the attempt to smear the Chief Justice's name, knowing that the Chief Justice, like the president, has the statutory responsibility to appoint and move and rotate judges. What made him think that he should not be rotated?
Well, I mean, I think it's just a mindset that everybody should remain in Monrovia, even though you are a public servant. So I think, even whatever way he sees it to be, but that's a call for duty, a call to duty. He must go and serve. And what you should do is go there and make the place habitable to yourself. And that's your home. I mean, even if that's not where you come from originally, but that's part of Liberia. Anywhere Liberia is your home. Once you are a Liberian. So let me appeal to him to still, disregard that issue he raised about putting his life at risk. There are thousands of people living in that place. Their life is also at risk by his definition, right? And for him, at least, he has a vehicle assigned to him. There are people in that region that don't have vehicle. They don't have any means of transport besides walking. They track every day, 7-10 hours, every day. There are people in Liberia that every day, every God-sent day, from morning hour from as early as 5 to as late as 10 o'clock in the night, people walk to go everywhere. Anything they want to do, they must move around, walking from place to place. They don't have any other means. So for him, he has a vehicle, he has an allowance, he has all the benefits he will get as a judge. So why is he? I should have him. Why is he?
And he got security.
He got security. And even in his case, even if he gets sick to the extent where he could get serious, they will have vehicle. They will prioritize him. They will have vehicle that will take him from there, maybe to Cote d'Ivoire, come from where he is. It's not far from Cote d'Ivoire. All you gotta do is just drive from Barclayville, which is about Barclayville to Peabody is about 74 kilometers or 5 kilometers. And if the road is good, he can travel there, kind of Peabody, and the Peabody road is paved straight to the border to Ivory Coast and go treatment. But how many persons in Grand Crew will ever have the opportunity that if they get critically sick, they can put their own vehicle from where they are to even bring them in back before you say talking about coming to Peabody or talking about Harper and going to Maryland. So I think she can forget about that argument and serve as a patriotic Liberian and do his duty and help people to understand the justice system, and make sure he can dispense justice in a fair and transparent manner. Let him make a contribution to the state. That's a national call, as a call to duty. Let him do that. So she should not complain about if he said assigning him to Grand Crew, meaning that they're risking his life. I don't know what he's thinking about. I don't know what he's thinking here really. And he had to think otherwise.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, next week, Wednesday, we're going to have Reverend Dr. Seleke Kromah, the man who sued the United States government for free visa. Yeah, mute. A man who sued the United States government on the grounds that America caused most of our problem, so we are entitled to free visa coming to the United States. And he quoted a United States statute that gave us that opportunity to do so. And he wanted to know why the United States is stepping on these statutes. We were supposed to have access to this country without visa. So he will be here next Wednesday to throw light on why he thinks the United States is not doing us any favor. In fact, the U.S. should do even more. Not lengthening the visa for those who have it already, but instead just give it to everybody who qualifies or who have a minimum employment or something of that nature. They need to come and go. It is their right. We pay it in blood, sweat, and tears, and it's guaranteed by the law. So he's going to be here to do that next Wednesday. Now, next Tuesday, Honorable Dolores Hogan Johnson is going to be here. We finally nailed it down. Myean doing the flyer will be out before we leave, hopefully, so we can have some great guests next week. We can talk about some of these issues. And I was looking over some of the papers that the lady sent me. Her interaction with the former ambassador John Blaney and Honor Secretary Jack Paul Klein. Her visit to Liberia, conversations she had, notes she took, and predictions she made. I remember I was with her when she played with Jack Klein. She said, "Why you are here?" An educated nation and a healthy nation is a powerful nation. Make sure that this nation develop in that direction. And I think I was in the room when Jack Klein said, "Why it is your wish, this nation, they don't think that way." This was 2004. 25 years later, 21, 22 years later, we are still not putting money in education. We're not putting money in health. So this nation is never going to be educated and it's never going to be healthy. Hence, she says, we will never be powerful. If you are ignorant and sick, you are gullible. Johnny, this woman, she was an advocate. She still is. She was a lawmaker. She retired. She's an educator. You name it. If she were dead, I would have said she has spoken from the grave, but she will be here next week to tell us, you from your own, an educated nation and a healthy nation is a powerful nation. That's what she said to John Blaney, the ambassador at the time, and to Jack Paul Klein, say, this you have to do for these people. And the folks said, these people are not wired that way. Johnny, we are talking about how come other people see and do these things and we don't.
Yeah, so I think I agree with that, Lily, 1 million times plus, and educated and a healthy nation is bound to be a great nation, because a non-educated and an unhealthy nation is ignorance plus what? I want to find a ignorance, but it means that if you have you see, the other day I said something here, and one of our cultural disagree with me. You went right away. You prove it. If Liberia is known as the country in Africa that has the lowest IQ, and the second country in the world to Nepal with the lowest IQ, you should know already that we have a great problem here. We cannot build this country, we cannot develop this country if the mindset of the people here is as low as I don't know what to do. Look, let me anyway, I don't want to go find it. Let's do another time we'll talk about something. But I think that lady was correct. She was correct and she's still correct. And that is the problem we have. Our governments, like today I wake up to 2 o'clock Liberian time and I will leave it relaxed. I start doing more research, reading more on sociological concepts, reading more on anthropology and other things. And I got to realize that apparently our leadership in this country, has not been able to identify the real problem that Liberia is faced with, to take onto that problem heads on with the solution. Because I see that, Mr. Gayman, since the war ended 2004, we had election 2005, and we've been carrying on. We have had 3 or 4 successive democratic elections. That's possible for us democratically. But all people, what is our post-conflict history or post-conflict strength? What can we prove to the rest of the world? That after the war, we have come together, we've had democracy ongoing, we have had elections, but this is our niche, that other people from outside will want to come to us to learn or to enjoy such thing with us. And I think when our lady spoke to Jacqueline and Blaney, she was looking at working with the Liberian government to draw up a holistic agenda that will address both health and education. Look, today I walk from the Lone Star office back to my office. No, they drive and say, go, man, I will walk. Don't bother with 14 hours. I will walk back to my office. So when I passed the car wash to on Old Road Junction, and when I look on the other side in our swamp, I see filth, I saw death, and I just got like, wow, this is the central town of Monrovia. This is the main boulevard, St. Cuthbertman Boulevard. Look at the amount of dry parking on the road just in the open. Wow, what's happening? We have people in charge of keeping this place clean or what? And while walking, I saw 2 other persons just went and stood right in the public to urinate. So I said, but wait, are they responsible because of nature now? Do we have public facilities that belong in the city that if you have, you have the urge, you can in 5 minutes, 2 minutes, rush there quick and ease yourself? No, we don't have it. So then how do you call Monrovia a city? From an urban perspective, if we do urban sociology, what are those qualities that a place should have to be considered a city? And then it comes to my mind and say, well, people who are appointed as certain mayors, do they do background checking and vetting of them, whether they understand municipality, they understand how to lead city, they understand city governance, they understand local governance. So, we have a lot to do here. And nothing happened today. I was thinking about Mr. Cummings said nothing has changed. So I was thinking, okay, somebody came from the government and said, oh, Cummings must see this and this. If you look at the word change and improvement are 2 different things. You may improve in doing some things that were not done 6 months ago, but does not change, right? Because society is still in a same form, right? So the change is the way we do things, the way we handle our state. Look at the budget right now, like Mr. Gayman. Let me get running oil right now, right? Look at the budget. The budget came from the executive to legislature, right? And what it says?
Yes.
So who developed the arrest agenda development? Who developed the policy? Who developed it? The executive branch of government. So I try now to compare the draft budget that came from the executive from the presidency to the legislative branch of government to scrutinize it, review it, and endorse it or sign it into law and take it back to the president. So my argument is, how does the AARD find itself in this new $1.2 billion budget? Right? And if it is not there, then that means the president or the executive branch also is not going in line with their own message they provided during the campaign to Liberian people. Because it comes from them. I mean, if they are serious for truly build this country, to really move the country forward, education, health, agriculture, right? I agree to say, oh yeah, security need money, we need to put money to police, to NSA, to LDA, to all these things. Right? Look, if you do a vigorous agricultural program in this country, a vigorous health program, and you fight corruption, not just for the corruption, not only the goal for past government officials, even in your own system, the way you counter check, you make sure due diligence is performed in every public expenditure in your own regime. You do things that will even fight drug unknown to yourself. Because let's talk about population of Liberia. Like I would tell people, the people you call Zogola, you think are using drug. I don't think they reach 50,000 people in this country. I don't think they reach that amount. For me, if they reach, then that's the highest mark. So how long does it take to get even 12,000 young men and women on farms across the length and broad of Liberia? How long does it take to do that? And I tell you, if you have 20,000 young men and women across both Maryland, Grand Crew, Lopa, Cape Mambapuru, everywhere, on farm, to generate, working to produce food, to feed the nation, to feed ourselves and sell. Those young men and women are busy doing work. They gotta go to work 6 o'clock and come back 6 o'clock every day. Who gonna waste their time say they went to go work and go look for a place to go commit petty crime, to go break car doors, to go steal battery, to go check people phone from them, to attack you in the darkness, to take things from you? Who gonna waste time on all those things? Right? In that process, you will address the issue of even drug.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so that's why we appeal to our government system. Look, you have these universities around. Spend some money to these social scientists to do the proper analysis of society and help guide you in your policy towards addressing these problems. You cannot just say because this man or the woman will think I will say behind me for 6 months or say 3 months in the campaign, therefore they are qualified. If I will say the people qualify, Mr. Gayman, I will tell you the truth, we not remain any progress anytime soon. There are people here that are competent, that know what they can do, and once the president or whoever is in office as president for the country also know what they want to do, what they want to achieve, and have a hands-on leadership on their ministers and directors and public officials. Look, Mr. Gayman, 6 years is long for presidency, but we'll see what 6 years will do if we have a real, robust, and deliberately intentional presidency in this country. All the thing about drug baiting will fight it will be fought without even applying real fight to fight drug.
Yeah.
But again, today we are.
Let me go back in history here. This is the Analyst newspaper, April 7, 2004. It says Bapulu captured post-war counter media profit. If you were in Liberia 2004, you will have known that the national sporting competition was won by Bapulu. 2024 soccer grand finale was judged on the watchful eye of the first female referee in Liberia, Miss Ophelia Dopoh. Handled such a crucial match insisted by linesman Patrick Pewee and Stanley Cover of the Liberian Football Association, along with chief referee Alex Nagbe as fourth official. The game began exactly at 5:10 p.m. Bapulu County went on the offensive by attacking all corners of Lofa County. Half, we shall pay off well in the 7th minute of the game when she got the match opener through her number 12 man, Eric Weeks, from a powerful left foot. Shot outside the 18-yard box that beat goalkeeper Clarence Weir. However, Lofa fought back hard to find the equalizer, but to no avail as the referee signed up her whistle to bring the first 45 minutes to a game to an end. The second half of the match started exactly at 6:15 p.m. with Bapolu County going on the offensive again and took complete control with perfect ball distribution. And in the 7th minute of the second half, their deadly striker, Fode Boakai, received a pass from the right string, which he brilliantly utilized to beat the Russian goalkeeper of Lofa County to put his county ahead 2-0. Having conceded 2 goals, Lofa County consolidated her defense and reverted to long passes in order to beat the shorter defender of Bapolu County. This tactic worked well in the 83rd minute when Lofa County got her consolation goal through her left winger to reduce the margin to 2-1. Notwithstanding, Lofa County continued her pressure, but the Galen defense of Bapolu prevented them from finding the equalizer, thus ending the game with Bapolu County 2, Lofa County 1. As part of the appreciation for the splendid performance by Bapolu team in the just ended National County League, the county's team received a cash gift of $500 from one of its former senators, now Deputy Speaker of the NTLA Councilor Eddington Vama. Presenting the amount to the team Monday night, Councilor Ellington Vama term as very encouraging the level of skills and talent displayed by the team, especially when Bapolu had just come into the picture as a new county team. If you were in Liberia 2004, Bapolu became champion for the county league in the Republic of Liberia, the first post-war county to actually win that trophy. Where were you in 2004 when this particular game was going on between Bapolu and your beloved Lofa County?
I was right here. I was in Monrovia. Even though I didn't have the time to go on the field, I saw that game. I mean, I listened to the game on the radio. I mean, that game was so much emotionally, exciting. And Bapolu, I mean, and in fact, the way we consider that, we say, well, I want people. Bapolu was just cut off from Lofa recently, so that is in Lofa County. That's how we're trying to, to just calm ourselves and satisfy our own, desire for victory. Because Bapolu is subset of Lofa County and divided Lofa County 2-1. Well, that's it. But then the fellow in New York County is called Ellington Vama, the late. He used to be, I think, Minister of Justice during the MPP regime. And I think he one time served also as a senator for in fact, after they were declared as a county, he was the first senator for Bapolu County. And then later he became Justice Minister. Yeah, he became Justice Minister. So, I mean, it's good, you see, since 2004, we came from the war. That was the first post-conflict national county sport meet we had. Up to now, the county sport meet had not changed in the way and form that you will see new dynamism in the process. Again, that's the same thing I was saying. I said, look, we need to find somewhere. We should, by this time, 20 plus years gone, send the war in there. We should not talk about war business anymore. We should be showing what we have done after the war, how much we have come together. The result of our reconciliation and peace in the country should be seen by actual social development initiatives that will bring Sierra Leoneans, Nigerians, other people come to the country to come and also learn from us or come and enjoy what we have here. But I don't know, in my view, up to this time, we don't have anything that Saudi will envy offer, or Guinea will envy offer, or Cote d'Ivoire will even envy offer. We are still sitting here and like holding our cheeks and wondering, when can we beat the Ghana? When can we beat the Conakry? When can we beat the Abidjan? And the rest of it. And we have to do something about that. We can't sit here right next to Abidjan challenging herself to be like Paris in France, and Conakry then moving towards being like Paris. We see Ghana then trying to be like London and the rest of it right next to us, and we just and be complacent. We have to move. We have to move. And to move this, it is our leadership that must think like us. So if the people are not thinking like the government, and then government not thinking like the people, there's a disconnect. And there's a serious matter, Mr. Gayman. And I'm only hoping that, all the political parties in the country will identify areas where they will make impact for the people to benefit, impact on the poor life. Look, we are having children that are coming now and inheriting what we don't like. And they will see that, they will probably see it as that's the way forward. Until they can leave the country and go out to other places and see what other people are doing in terms of social services. Now when they will say, oh, then my country way behind. You know, that's why I was say if I had opportunity to get like 50 or 100 buses loaded with all the young men and women from the age of 20 and above, we get drive from Monrovia, go to Abidjan, spend 3, 4, 5 days, tour Abidjan, go to Accra, go to Benin, just tour our neighboring countries around here, go to Conakry, other countries, and see what's happening there. Then when you come back, you'll be conscious of what to do and what to ask your government to do for you, and how to even hold your government accountable about doing things. You know, because if the government give you one piece of road that is maybe like 1 inch thick, then you separate it like you have a raft already in your left. You give the government a chance to steal from you more. You must not be satisfied as a people when it comes to your government. So look at you in America there. All the great things I've seen in the US. The Americans are still holding their government accountable to get things done. Americans are still asking for more opportunities to make life easier for them. With everything that's happening in that place. So we as Liberians, we must stop being complacent and contented with what we have. Today, I suppose everybody, we have light today on the SKD complex. We didn't have light. I said, well, wait, when they stadium was built, it had light here. But things can get broken. Things can get broken. You can repair and you can make it new. Or make it serviceable, make it work. So, for example, Mr. Gayman left for Liberia in 1980 when a coup took place. But then we have the road paved from Monrovia to Kakata, to Banga, to Kanta. Very good pave, right? When you win 1980, left in the country. You come back in 2025 and come meet the road pave, the same way paved from Monrovia to Kanta that you left it. What will come to your mind?
That's right.
For me, what comes to your mind is nothing has changed.
No.
Because in 1980, the road was paved from Pinsville to Kanta. Single lane, right? You come back after 40 years or more, the same road you see is paved the same size, the same length from Monrovia to Kanta. What has changed?
Maybe even worse.
Yeah. So if someone left the country in 1918 and come back, and they left the place with 1 lane road, and you come back and see a double lane road built from Monrovia to Kanta, you say, oh yeah, my country has done well, we're doing better, right? And you come and see that water and energy are as stable as anything. People who were here in the 70s, welcome to the 80s, they spoke of current being stable in Monrovia. Because there were not many here, there were less populated in Monrovia. But then the hydro was 64 megawatts, it could serve them. It was in the late 70s and early 80s now, we started getting more in Monrovia. They start putting pressure on the hydro system before Paul Mines started providing energy to us during the dry season to provide current in Monrovia. But I'm just saying, what I'm saying to us here is that let's look at our development agenda for this country. What is missing? What did we enjoy before 1980 coup? Right? Right now, are we in pre-1980? Are we in pre-1980? Or are we above pre-1980 in Liberia? And if we do look at analysis, then we know how to move ahead with initiatives that do with social development and social improvement in this country. Right? Like I said, look at Pinsville now. Pinsville is populated now. Pinsville still has only 1 public high school.
Yeah.
And that public high school was probably maybe like in the late 70s or so. But then there were people that were just small population in Pinsville. But Pinsville now, almost in my view, they have almost around 300 to 400 human beings living in Pinsville. Yeah. And you still have 1 public high school. 1 public high school. I think by this time, we are saying, look, population of Pinsville has increased, and the population here has about 70% are young people. That means they need education, they need recreation center, right? So let's build new schools. Let's build new. Even in Pinsville, there's no real hospital in Pinsville, public hospital. Besides what the guy in Dopoh joined called Dopoh Clinic, a small, I think 4 or 5 bedroom house or so. Up to now, So what are we trying to do in terms of our health sector? Just in most of the country here, because this is where maybe 1 tier, 2 tier population is residing, or the whole country is residing here. So how are we in the situation? Before you look at Nukutan, those in Nukutan were small communities. The place populated now. T12 stay there. No T12 got there here. Go to Jamaica Road, Boswan. It's the only school still has a public school. The whole community is populated now. I don't know why we got any public school in Broadville. You see?
Well, that is the Republic. Let me do this real quick. I want to show this picture. It says Beauty of the Week 2024. It says the beauty of the week is Miss Mona Kofa. And she is the beauty of the week. She is a 2002 graduate of the Seventh-day Adventist High School, and she wanted to become a medical doctor. Her hobbies were joking and making new friends. Now, let me go to the editorial of the investigation. Here's what you said. The Liberia draft budget, US $1.211 billion national budget for 2026, arrived at a moment when public patience is very thin and expectations are very high. The Barker administration have framed this spending plan as a turning point, a break from years of fiscal stagnation, unfinished projects, and political showmanship that disguises the absence of real development. It is presented, though, as a budget meant to build, not merely to pay salaries and keep the lights on in the ministries. On paper, the change is significant. The government has substantially increased capital spending. It has allocated the entire $200 million accelerated signature bonus to infrastructure via the public sector investment plan. It has promised improved oversight, stricter revenues enforcement, and a shift in the state spending toward roads, energy, education, healthcare, and essential foundation for the economy. This is the right strategy, but strategy is the easy part. The harder question, the question that defines whether this budget becomes history or joins the growing archive of national missed opportunity, is whether this administration has the discipline, the courage, and institutional control to carry it out. Liberians have learned to be skeptical. They have watched too many government launch development drives that stalled midway. Too many ribbon cuttings for projects that collapse. A budget is not judged by how skillfully it is written. It is judged by reaches the ground. The centerpiece of this plan is the dramatic expansion of the public sector investment plan from about $110 million last year to more than $281 million this year. Can you mute a little bit? There you go. Financed in part by one-time concession bonus from a settlement town. Now, how do you do that? This is a gamble or calculator 1-2. If managed properly, Liberia could finally see visible progress, paved roads where there are now impassable tracks, functioning electricity network where darkness had long dictated the rhythm of daily life, repairs of broken school systems and healthcare centers that have been surviving more on hope than support. But this shift also contradicts and concentrates money in precisely the space where corruption has historically thrived, especially in public procurement. The test is not technical, it is political. Do agencies follow procurement law? Does the executive resist political interference in contract awards? Do legislators refrain from bending the investment plan to personal or regional patronage? Does the Ministry of Finance publish project implementation data in real time as promised? These questions will determine national credibility. The administration's plan to increase the goods and services tax from 12 to 13% and impose a presumptive tax on major concession holders is rational but modest. The real test is enforcement. Liberia does not fail at taxation because the laws are weak. Liberia fails because powerful are often exempted from paying the taxes and living by the rules. Disconnected business continue to evade taxes. Customs continue to bleed revenue through informal channels. Raising taxes mean little if the politically privileged are not required to pay their fair share. At US $230 million, projected debt services for 2026 is the other hard truth. Embedded in this proposal, it is rising sharply more than 50% over the last year. This puts a ceiling on ambition. It narrows the government margin of error. Any revenue shortfall could force painful mid-year cuts. If the execution of major projects fails or stall, the country risks being left with more debt and very little to show for it. This budget is not transformative simply because it is large. It becomes transformative only if procurement processes are transparent and insulated from political bargaining. Oversight institutions, particularly GAC, IAA, and civil service monitors, are empowered and respected. Project timeliness curves and contractors are published and continuously updated. Communities benefit from work, not just contractors and their officials. If these conditions fail, the budget becomes another story of potential wasted time. Development is not an ideal. It is concrete, asphalt, electricity line, trained teachers, stock hospitals, and functioning water systems. This budget offers Liberia a chance to begin building those things at scale, but it will depend somehow that has been historically rare in Liberian public life. The administration has asked the country to believe that this is a new chapter. The country is now watching to see if this chapter is written or rewritten into disappointment. Because this is not just a budget. It is a social contract. It is a promise. This is what we are talking about when we say, when you and I sit here and say Liberia does not lack good writers. We write these fancy documents. And this editor is asking our Liberian people to keep the hope alive. And they are saying hope is not a strategy. By writing glossy paperwork with fancy words means nothing. You say the entire experimental functionaries will be spent to the Republic of Liberia. Only if it were so. What happens if experimental defaults or delays or does not come true as planned? This is where the concrete skepticism is coming from. Usually in economics, they say we usually love to do mixed economics or do not put all your egg in one basket. The total development of Liberia, you took it and say if Metal Steel gave us $200 million, we put all that money into development. In the meantime, all the other one you are collecting, you will eat it. This is the skepticism here. Why don't you say part of what Metal Steel is giving us, plus part of what LAC is going to give us, plus what we're going to get from King George, what we're going to get from Palm Bay, little piece, everybody going to get a little piece and it will be equivalent to $200 million. But you say everything else, you don't have anything here, only what Metal Steel gave us. What happens if Metal Steel doesn't live up to its promises? This is why the editor is saying the budget and your writing is not just an ideal. What the Liberian people want is this thing to trickle down to them. You are saying you will build electricity, you will build roads, you will do it only if metal steel comes through, which is a one-time thing. What happens if something happens and metal steel doesn't come through? How transparent is it? What's about the procurement processes? So this is your editorial. I think it was a great editorial from the Liberia investigators. Great editorial. Liberia is not short on writing glossy, nice paper with nice wording. It is the implementation that has problems. Your take on this editorial?
I mean, the editorial is nice. I think that's the point of view of that paper. And I think they are very objective too. You know, they balance their editorial in a way that, yes, you had a $1.211 billion, looking at the 200 million from ArcelorMittal will be used for some development purpose. And I agree because the 200 million is a one-time shot. Mr. Gayman, I have a little bit of problem with the 200 million. So 200 million this the coming budget year, then going forward, no will come. What if we were to discuss the new agreement that we want to be a 50% shareholder in this business because we have the material, we have the iron ore, we have the place, we have this. Don't give any money that day for just one. So let's do 50% nationalization of this thing, right? You will get more than that amount and do more for your people. Again, it comes back to our mindset and goes back to what I related to Jacqueline and the ambassador. That the people need education, they need health. To be them. And being great is not the things you build, but the way you think. Your greatness is how you think, your negotiating power, skills, and the rest of it. So you negotiate for 200 million. So let me ask a question. Maybe you know the answer, Gayman. What is the 200 million about? What is it for? Why are they giving us 200 million besides the tax they pay us for what they are doing? Well, what is it for?
Well, you remember when President Myean and the CDC came to power, they had gone and other companies to pay their taxes, and the folks said the Unity Party collected a lump sum of several years of the taxes ahead of time. So for the next 2 years, we won't have any money. We don't owe you any money. Something of that nature. They took 2 years taxes in advance to meet their salaries and perks of budget operational purposes. So when the CDC government came in for the next year or so, they couldn't collect taxes from some of the major companies because the Unity Party government have taken 2 year taxes in advance. I am suspecting is what's happening here. We are taking a couple of years taxes in advance. So for the next 1 or 2 years, 27, 28, there will be no money coming in from ArcelorMittal. That's what I'm suspecting, because you can't tell me it's a one-time deal and then for the next year or two we won't have any. It tells me that you are taking the money in advance. Remember, this is what Unity Party did in the last, not this going administration, but when the last time they were in power. So this is what they are doing. So they are taking 2 years taxes in advance. That's my suspicion.
Yeah, so you see, Mr. Gayman, this is why I always say to Liberian people, again, if we keep this country in the hands of these two groups, CDC and Unity Party, do not expect any geometric growth incremental-wise. What you expect will be here will be arithmetic growth, meaning 1 + 1 + 1 + 1. Instead of expressing 3 times 7 or 4 times 8, or rest of it, so that we can grow faster, we'll go slowly, and while the country is being gradually turned into a poor country for the next 15, 20 years. So the same strategy that were applied during the 12 years of Madam Sanvee, and that was when Liberia has a lot of opportunities with money for international communities. And I still don't see how much that amount of money really did for Liberia that today we'll see and be proud of. Because, for example, the Mishra complex is a grant free from China. Right, that's why it is. Like, because I'm sure the Mishra complex and this overhead path were all part of a grant from China. It was just that it was delayed, and that's why it's being done now, right? So I mean, it's really challenging thing for me. And we do these things, we're not thinking about the tomorrow's generation. And that's why I tell people we don't have generational leaders. You might be thinking about tomorrow, say I'm doing this. What will those who will come after me sit on to build or to live better life? And what would they leave behind too for those that will be coming afterwards? So you eat everything now. You eat everything. Forget about your children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. What people can learn? That today, you have to make house here, right? Big, huge works he has. He has who is in it? Look around. Tomalin house, go to Harper. See the Tomalin house. See the Anderson building. See the Janssen building. See the Williams building. Who's in it? The very people that were pushed away from Harper and sent into Hoffman Station, they are the one coming back now to reclaim their land that were taken from them. All those years passed by our brothers and sisters that were free from slavery in the US or in some part of the Caribbean. So we come back to Liberia. As I'm giving out 200 million now for this project year, how are we going to use the 200 million to multiply itself so we can always have 200 million in our hands? Right? So because we got 200 million now, our own revenue collecting, then we use it to feed ourselves, make ourselves better, and don't think about the people. So the 200 million now is what we're going to spend on people now, right? And forget what we're raising from our own revenue collection. I don't think that's a good approach. I think we should do more, like I said earlier. We should do, let's say, budget carry 70% of the people. In fact, Mr. Gayman, I will advise that this kind of budget, when you develop any kind of budget, the budget should derive from the counties. Within the prospect of all the government agencies and ministries. What is the plan for the Ministry of Health for Grand Bassa County? What the Ministry of Health plan, and the Ministry of Agriculture plan for Grand Bassa? All the ministries plan for let it come from the county level. Then we allow the county council and the county leadership to spend the money in the county for those initiatives. So for me, this ministry and agency should just be a small group of people to just monitor what's happening in the county. In this way, our development drive will go so fast. But if we sit in Monrovia, the finance minister sat in the finance ministry building with all the financial people and draw up the budget without input from the counties, even if these ministries draw up input from the counties, we won't have problem. And Mr. Gayman, I guess if we look back, if we go to all these counties, we take the whole budget and go to all these counties, okay, we had this amount allocated in the budget for a Ministry of Education for Grand Bassa County. Did they really come to Grand Bassa County, or did they really use the money for Grand Bassa County? I know right now there are some ministry agencies that have not gotten allotment for activities in the last 2 quarters, the third and fourth quarter. I know that for sure. In the 2025 budget, some of the ministry agencies have not gotten their final allotment for the last 2 allotment for third and fourth quarter. Now we have a $1.2 billion budget. So why should I be excited? I cannot be excited because I know the 800 or whatever million we had last time, some ministry agencies have not even performed their programming activities in the counties that should benefit people there. No. If it was done, then you won't go be building bridge in Bon County for people. The emperor would have built that bridge long time. If it was so, you won't go build bridge in Bapolo. That bridge would have been built. You understand? And lot of things that stay undone. But those are the people that Liberians decided to elect into office. So we gotta live with it. That's why my young brother always used to say on the show, election has consequences. And that's right. If we can do our best to make sure that these things go right. And before coming on, how you guys discussing about CMC, the issue of the road construction in Bon was taken to the legislature. The correct prime minister to come. and talk about local things. Look, all these things are political things. No, Mr. Gayman, you cannot be a serious government. You see population of yours deciding to complement the work of the government. Then you say, stop it, don't do it. It's already in our plan to do it. And you can't do it, and you know you don't have a plan to do it. Okay, so Mr. Gayman, let's say you're from Bassa. You rally your friends in Grand Bassa, in the US, and say Bassa Hospital needs X-ray machine, CT scan, any those machines that you need, we need to put in the hospital in Grand Bassa. Then you bring it. Then they should start saying, no, Gayman, forget it. We already got a plan to buy the thing from the player to bring the thing in the play. You think that will make sense for anybody? Yeah, because that's the example I'm setting with the role work by your group is CMC in Babolo and also in Bong. I can compare it to health. Why FCMC have brought? Why FCMC have brought and DNA machine that we don't have now?
You said take it back to the United States. We don't need it. We
don't want it. You say we already have playing. We got playing our budget to buy it. Even if you have playing the budget to buy DNA, but your citizen brought another DNA, you refuse it. You say in Tabata Hospital or Phoebe Hospital or in Grand Gilead or in Maryland or in Sando, you won't send it there. Do you know the need of all the health centers or health facilities across the length and broad Liberia? Then somebody say, do me better breed, of course, maybe in the 25, 30, 40,000. You say, no, don't bet it. We want to bet it. We got money for it. And you don't have the money.
2004, I took a group from here. I wanted to build a decent, they call it health center in Buchanan. And we met with Honorable Gwenegali. He was the, later on, he was the health minister, Dr. Gwenegali, Honor Ellie. And he met with us, he says, listen, guys, he said, Buchanan has the government hospital. They have the old Lamco hospital, other company using it. He says, for what you guys doing, we suggest that you take it somewhere else. And then he brought on the side, he had a map, big map of the whole country. Then in Grand Bassa, they have blue, green, yellow, pink, and red. He said the pink, the yellow, and the red, these are areas where the need is greatest, but the need is greatest in the red area. So I would suggest and beg you guys, I beg your indulgence, if you guys could take this thing to somebody called DeSoto Town, it's in number 3C. He said DeSoto Town has Bassa, Pele, and some other people. He says the folks come from, we say we have a little clinic there. He showed me the attendance, the chart. Over the last 3 months, how over 3,000 people show up in a 1-bedroom clinic. He says, if you guys build this here, you will be helping the people in Northern Bassa, Southern Bong, and Nimba, 3,000 people. So I beg you, it is way out there, but this is where the need is greatest. We discussed it with Jack Klein, everybody, and said, if that's what he says, you'll go ahead and do it. So we moved that project way out there. It's about 2-3 hours from Buchanan Drive, way out there. You go to St. John's, you go all the way to St. John's, and you branch off another hour. It's far, but that is an educated, well-trained person that understands the health of the country. So this is what I thought Mr. Gideon would have done. Say, you know what, you didn't bring all the paperwork yet. You didn't have all this. You are missing this one, that one. This is how we think you can do it. These are the folks that can do the difference. If it costs a few more dollars, pay these guys. They will do this, and let's do the bridge. And they will have taken credit. You are muted. I mean, they will have taken credit if that bridge is built. Musa better bring his people, the government, bring their people. They all sing and shake hands and everything. The government can claim credit.
Yeah, but you can go as CMT and borrow administration, build a bridge. Simple.
Of course. It's a private-public partnership. That's what they call the PPP. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So these are the folks that we call our leaders. I'm looking forward to him on Tuesday going to the ministry. He said the House Commerce Public Works Minister overhauled a bridge in Bond County. He will show up. The House of Representatives has summoned Public Works Minister Roland Lafayette Gideon to appear before the full assembly on Tuesday, November 18th, after a lawmaker accused him of unilaterally stopping construction of the Pearl River Bridge, Jaw River Bridge, a community-funded project considered a vital support for thousands of residents of Bond County. According to Honorable Musa Ability and Co., they met with the vice president, they met with everybody else. These people say collectively they have never, the government have never denied any such thing. Honorable Gideon unilaterally took that decision. This is wickedness.
And all the core politics. That's how they define politics in Liberia.
Yeah, there you go. Because politicians are very smart people around the world.
Yeah.
You give them lemon, they will make lemonade out of it and make it taste good.
Yes.
Somebody wants to build a bridge for me. How do I make it bigger and better? I would become the government now. I would become the PR person for that bridge. I would be everywhere telling them that government is bringing more stability here. The government is encouraging private investors. Government is asking citizens to do more, and they are doing it, and we will supplement it. In fact, we are making $10,000 donation to us this. Okay. Somebody said $500,000 they want to spend on a bridge. I would get involved. I would be the PR person. I would donate $10,000 US and give it to the people. So y'all give it to my chief, the Zoe, the $10,000 y'all give it to your son on our behalf. You the man. But for these people, I don't know how to think in Liberia.
That's it. Not a country with the lowest IQ in Africa.
$500,000 you are going to put in the trash and say take it somewhere else. It makes no sense. I was on Amnesia TV in Basel the other day, and I was telling them the same thing. There is no reason that the road from Buchanan to the compound that have been a death trap since I was born. Nagbe in 1959, I think they came in, and that road been like that. But every year, LAC pays the county development. So I told them last month, why don't we work out something with LAC? Instead of giving us the money that you're giving us, pave the road for us. It's only 17 miles. Pave the road, and we'll pay you 25% of that money every year until we pay off. So if you are giving us $1 million, take $250,000 every year to pay you until we finish things. What's so difficult about that?
Nothing difficult there. It's not difficult at all. But because people are entrenchedly corrupt, inherently corrupt, they will not allow you. Because if you do that, you open the place up. That's why I told people, stop the issue of Congo Benin. Congo Benin been in the country a long time. It is us, the indigenous sons and daughters now, that are treating people with evil. With evil. It is us, Loma, Bandi, Kisi, Loma, Pere, Mandingo, Basso, Krebo, all the ethnic group. We don't want doing bad to our people in this country. Or we get a little bit of education, Western education, we wear the geography code, then we tie geography town one day, then we feed on that we are the kings and queens of the country. Our people equal, or they ain't nowhere near us, and so we treat them any kind of way. We are the one. We Liberian people. We are the issue in the country. Until the day they will decide that look, this is too much. Let's think about the people now and get them something and give them what they deserve. And I will tell anybody, as a demographer, the population of Liberia, less than 6 million human beings, it's not hard to develop, it's not hard to improve the economy, or it's not hard to create jobs. Our first line of job creation is agriculture. Second is infrastructure development work, road constructions, public construction works. You know what I mean? If you build the road, see what they build the road with bring men and women on the road between Buchanan to Riverside to Greenville to Barclayville to Peabody, Greenville to through a national park to Zredru. You know what I mean? To build a road from Zredru to come to River G to this place. You know how many young men will be busy working? You know what I mean? If you want to open farms, that you got about 700, 800, 900, 1,000 people working on a rural farm, different equipment, different machines in different farming area, taking care of cattle, taking care of plants and growing. You know what that means? You're creating job for people at the same time making the economy be full secure. But because we're not thinking that way, we are only interested in we ourselves. You make a budget, I would say, I will travel 10 times in a year. To go where? America, London, to do what there? You understand? So I can't just. I don't understand, my brother. I don't understand. I don't really understand how we treat ourselves like this in the country. But I mean, for all indication, this country should have been a place where we'll be the greatest country in this region or even on the continent. If we have been thinking right by making our people be educated and giving people. But if you got good health, you live long. You got good health. If you got good health, you think well, your mindset will be good.
That's what the lady said.
You will learn. If you're in good health, you will learn better. You know what I'm saying? But poor health, then how will you learn? So that ignorance and what?
Disease and poverty. That's all I said.
Yeah, ignorance and disease. Because ignorance is also a disease. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ignorance is also a disease. So, and we know this problem. We got this issue of inequality, poverty, ignorance. How are we addressing them?
Zero.
No, and we got no plan to build, to even improve the state university, to improve our secondary school system, to build more secondary schools. And how do we expect our young people to compete with their peers in the sub-region?
Nowhere.
And we have young people here that are very under the difficult circumstances. People here are doing well. So imagine if you had them living and you had them doing better in a learning environment. They will do more than better, more than what they are doing right now. Someone like Tomalin, the crazy young, can come from that remote part of River G and become a medical scientist. Right? So what we need today, we can improve our school system, we can create more medical scientists, more RT scientists in the country. Look at young children playing in the various RT schools around here. What are they doing there? You know, by this time we should have our own software created in the country for doing everything. Create our own software. We still rely on software from South Africa, from Nigeria, or from Egypt, or from America. You need to got people, young men and women here in the various RT schools here and create software that we will use. It will be like run customized software in the system. All the time there's no app here, you can go into and say, okay, the app telling me the app here can interpret Loma to English to me. When in Africa here, there are countries they got app that will tell you you won't go somewhere there in a country, you put your English word there, if they in their language, it will convert it, it will interpret it for you.
That's correct.
And order to create job for the young people who are in the IT sector. You see, but you need a real thinking leadership, a problem-solving leadership. A leadership that will say, look, we have a problem, we got to solve it, and we got to find solutions to the problems. Like we don't want to sit down and be praised. There is no time to praise leaders. Even the way that you guys are doing CMC with Belated, they don't know how to praise Belated. Nothing has happened yet. Nothing has happened. We are playing catch up. In my view, we are playing catch up with Cote d'Ivoire. We are playing catch up with Guinea.
Oh, when you say well, let's go to Guinea first.
Yeah, well, no, but listen, that Guinea, you don't overlook Guinea. See what Guinea has done now so far.
That's what I'm saying. Let's go to Guinea first. Guinea. You look at the country report for Guinea, the infrastructure development.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what part of me here is does our leaders who are in the various ministry agencies do they take time to go online and do reading around what's happening around them to inform them in a decision making process, or they have to go to sit in the office and you're waiting for the money man to come bring? What I don't understand.
Look, this is why we talk about management, right? Because in management, the president will ask everybody to do a performance review, verifiable quarterly review, performance review. What have you done with the plan you gave me? How can we measure? They don't do that. Gamfuan comes from Ministry of Finance over there and talk a lot of nonsense. Like, can you imagine this man insulting our intelligence? Say $95 million that disappeared was a human error. If it's a human error, where have you made a correction? $95 million disappeared. There's a gap. You say it's a human error. Where did the human make the error? And where did that money come from? Where did it go? Can you put it back? But want us to believe that this man knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, but because Mr. Gayman in this country, again, because I think plenty people here in the country don't know much. They are not going to school. Too many people are not educated. So when one or two person get small education from someone, they come up with big name. You know what I mean? Somebody come back from overseas with PhD, people go stand to the airport to go have big welcoming program. Oh God! Where are in other countries, PhD is looking like you can say, look, the country have a population is 20 million people. They have almost maybe about 1 million people that are PhD holders. Don't even count the bachelor degree. Don't even count the master degree. Yeah, but here we glorify the people who destroy us.
Oh yes,
we glorify them. We appreciate them. Look, Gayman, we are on this show. We do our best to talk about the positive things about the country. We discuss the problems. We suggest the way it can be done. All on this show. See, who was follow us in this show? Those that I always say, those that follow us in this show are Liberians that I really respect. They know what they want. So somebody will do this show. They are good. The good other shows that talk gossip, that have fun, that inspire, that create more disharmony among people in the country. But people go there, people find pleasure in going to those kind of movies or those kind of platforms. But on the platform, we discuss issues. In reality, we discuss social issues that are existing, and we propose ideas that can help solve it. So we are more of intelligent to respectful to the population of Liberian people that are listening and following the show. But you see those question argument that actually do there. People starting each other, people arguing and like you're fighting and they'll throw him, I mean.
But let me tell you this. It's 7:30. It's time for us to go. Let me tell you, a very respected lady that I knew, I grew up with in New Jersey, called me and said, "Have you been on this show?" I said, "No." She said, "You're missing something, a registered nurse." So I said, "Who is that?" She said, "Prophet Key. Have you been on Prophet Key's show?" I said, "Go there for what?" She said, "Oh, I see contribution all the time. I like the way this person Joe we are."
Oh.
I said, "Excuse me? You a woman? You say you like the way he abused the president's mom? You hate the president so much that you hate yourself as a woman?" She said, "Yeah, we contributed." So you see that about 2 or 3 years ago. You see that BMW, we bought it for him. We put money together and bought it.
Look at that.
Yes.
And you can't raise money to even improve your health facility in your town or in your district. You can't raise that kind of money. Hey, man, he won't be.
So this is what I'm talking about. This is what they call self-hate. Self-hate. And I know I'm coming to stir up a lot of trouble here. But you see how your skin looks beautiful? You see how my skin looks beautiful? I was in Basel the other day and I went to a graduation. A girl that I went to school with, I didn't recognize her. The girl had turned totally white. I got back here, she says, she sent me a text, oh, because you're in America, you see people, you past them, you know, you see them. I called a friend of mine, who is this? She called the person's name, she said, oh, yeah, she was sitting two chairs from you. I said, but she had a color like me when I was in high school. She's white now. That's what we call self-hate.
Yeah.
It's self-hate. It's the same concept that you will buy, like we were brainwashed to not wear country clothes. We were brainwashed not to eat country rice. Because everything associated with country was negative. So anything that is associated with black is negative.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I agree with you.
so our women, even though they don't want to do it, but that's what the guys want. The guys who got money, who got men, they are looking for bright girls, looking for light-skinned girls, so they will do whatever it is to fit in. And this one, because the reason I say this, almost the whole Liberia doing it now. And forget about Liberia in the United States. So if you see one of them today, the people you want, some of the school people you went to school with, if you saw someone there, you won't even make them up.
Yeah, you're right, Gilman. You're right. I've seen
the men in Liberia, they are looking for light-skinned women, so they have no choice because the men are choosing the light-skinned women over them. So what they do?
Okay. They don't know that the black women are beautiful. They are really beautiful.
They know this, but the economy of the country calls for the guys. That's why they want.
Okay.
So
I mean, I'm a pure black man, very black.
Beautiful black man. And we all are proud of ourselves.
I'm very black. I'm very, very black. When you this one, black. Maybe you said the camera make me look like a brand man, but when you see me physically, you don't believe I'm very dark. I'm dark like that.
We are dark. We are all dark. That's how it's supposed to be. Wherever you are born with, you were born with light skin, so be it. But to go to the extreme journey, so what some of these people have done. I know I'm stepping on 9 out of 10. I know I'm stepping on 9 out of 10 toes because all my friends, their wives, their girlfriends, the men now begin to do the same thing too. But these are learned behavior. Self-hate is learned. And that's what's happening here, and we have to teach. But Johnny, I won't hold you today. It's Friday. We have to go spend some time with the family. Your parting comments.
Well, thank you. Let me appreciate our listeners, those that stay with us up to this hour listening and making a contribution through the comments. I hold you guys in high honor and respect. All of you, both males and females. You are the cause of all coming here. That's why, like this show is now part of my daily routine. So I have to make sure anywhere between 9, 10 o'clock, wherever I am.
Johnny, what's going on there? I see a lot of activity there. What's going on? I see police. Myean.
Mr. Gayman, are you there?
Yes, please break the news. What's going on?
there's a serious fire incident around the Shara Bear.
Oh, okay.
Can you mute?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so this house is belong to the chairlady is the owner of this house. So we yet to confirm any death news or we yet to confirm any injury. But as it stands, this fire incident is a serious one. Yeah, let me see what I can put up the picture from this fire incident because we have been here for an hour plus now, where the Liberia Fire Service is also here, making sure that they can off this fire. But for the past 1 hour, this fire have exploded for 1 hour plus. But the owner of this house is the chairlady herself. So we yet to see whether she's
what you mean? What you mean? What you mean, chair lady? Who is the chair lady? What chair lady?
The community leader. Are you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
She's the community leader.
Which community?
Yeah, so
yeah, he said it's called
Dopoh.
Dopoh Road. It's followed down towards the Dopoh Road monument. Follow down, and going down that way, you drive left. They have a big soccer field there. And so, Maya, is it around football field?
Yeah, right around the police station where the incident happened.
Yeah, okay, I know that community. Okay.
Wow.
Well, any casualty, anything like death or injury, Maya?
He said he doesn't know yet.
Yeah, because we're on the show, I kept hearing the siren passing. I'm on a Dopoh right behind the Christ Embassy Church. So whatever happened, I kept hearing the siren going down that way. I thought it was just the regular police movement or VIP movement. Hey man, somebody home is getting burned. This is serious.
Yeah. So we are here.
So, you see the iron bars. It's a death trap. Johnny, if you come up with some kind of iron bar that can be removable in times of emergency, you will be a millionaire. Why we can't come up with something like that?
No, Gayman, let me just tell you, I mean, just recently, I walk around my house. I mean, even when I did my house with the iron bar, I felt like I was encasing myself. Right now, I'm here. All the doors are locked. I'm indoor. So I decided to see how I can remove the way it is constructed and build it in a way that in case of anything, I can open it from indoor and get out. Yeah, so I mean, I called a guy. There's a guy in my neighborhood who is a metal work guy. I told him the idea. He says a new idea, Chief. You think you can wear? I say, yeah, I can wear. What we gotta do? Just put hinges that will create our own hinges where it will swing in and out. So I've seen myself right now. I'm in here, my brother. The gate outdoor is locked because can I tell you my story? Since 2004, my home was like the go-to for criminals. Every other month, my house was attacked. So on a day that I was doing some research work in Bond County, and the guys, I had my little brother doing some business on the road. I think they follow him along when you're coming home. The guys broke through the house. I mean, like, that time my late grandmother was in here. She was traumatized for almost the whole year. My grandmother, I had to take her from here, send her to my sister to go see to my sister. So we had to put iron bars around our house, everywhere, the windows, the door, even the door is iron. Then the porch also is sealed. But I mean, actually, it's because of the insecurity. Right now, where I live, I'm not far from the main road. I'm just like 50 meters from my house to the Dopoh Road Main Street, right? But you will hardly find a police officer, two police officers even patrolling the neighborhood to say we're on beat. All they do is go to Dopoh Road Market, put a roadblock, and they spend the night there, and that's it. Nobody patrols at night. So the criminals or the guy who got intent to steal, they are at liberty to get move around in the community and do anything they can do. That's why it is. So, I mean, like you were saying, now, if I'm in a hot night, there's a fire outbreak here, it's going to be dangerous for us because first when you're in fire, you are confused, you are. For me, I want to appreciate God. I have a lot of skills. Recently, in the program I went for in Nairobi, I want to go to the called heat training. I was trained in the hostile environment things, and as an NGO worker, in case you're working in in a hostile community, like maybe in Mali or in Ukraine or somewhere or wherever there's violence, how to survive in hostile environment. And all these skills, I acquired when I came back, how to train my little children in the house to know how to escape. In my home right now, even though we have shower water running because I made a polytank, but we have those big curtain towers. They are stored in the bathrooms. So once you open fire here, go first plunge into the water and put it around your head and make sure you can see your way. Because when the tower is soaked with water, it gives you some level of oxygen. Then you can be able to, and then you go below, you go down the floor, try to get up. But then, how many persons have local training? You know, how to kind of skills. For me, I will tell you, I'll try my best to give whatever I've learned to my children, my family at home, to educate them on what to do in case they're danger. And we know what to leave our keys in case we are danger in the house. Whoever comes out first, take the key and go this to the direction. We have 3 doors out of our house. So from wherever way fire is coming from, wherever there's no fire, let's go that way quickly and get out. So I provide all the kind of skills to my family at home, but it's not enough for Liberian society. It's just me and my family. But how many persons know how to do that? Again, if we have security, I wouldn't go through the expense of building all the iron bars around my house.
Yeah.
Because when I went to the US the first time, I was like 2 days, I couldn't talk to anybody. I'm just wondering, but why people please look like this? Then our can do like this. To be very frank, Mr. Gayman, I landed at Newark and gone to Texas. I went to New York because I went for UN program. I went to New York, and I was seeing Manhattan Hotel somewhere there, just a few blocks away from UN headquarters, UN building. But after my events, I'm walking around and looking at places. I said, well, why is my home Liberia not like this? This is not magic. This is not heaven. It's not heaven work. This is brain work, mind work, committed people. They work over the years to build their home. Then when I got in the car to drive, the driver took me from New York to go to my sister in Delaware. And I see the roads, see the bridges, and I see swamp, I see bushes, I see trees. And I said, well, that's not a strange place. So how is this place built like this? We cannot build our home like this. And the worst thing is, I don't see fence. I don't see BB wall around here. Every home is exposed. People park their car outdoor. Because you guys got security. And because the income is better, so nobody has time to go join into stealing battery from car.
That's right.
You can go work, and you pay you $15, $20 per hour. And what are you going to do to go steal battery from your car? But me, I came home, I had to remove my battery from the car and bring it in the house. Otherwise, they will come break through and get a battery. Then tomorrow I can't go anywhere again. I can find money and buy a new battery. That's the thing we'll go through here. Those are petty crime, and we can address it through improving the economy. That's all. But I'm just sorry for that happened in Sharan. I got people there. After they call, I will call people there because I have my young brother is living back there with his only mother. I will call and find out what's happening, which of the home is being, it's on fire tonight. But I mean, it's not easy, brother.
Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Let's do this again Monday. Thank you for being here for the week. Johnny, I'll see you Monday.
All right, man. Thank you.
God bless.
Thank you. God be with the family.